Love, and third eye vibrations. What's going on with y'all, man? Hey, welcome to another installment, another video, another addition to my How to Maintain a Free Mind in a Controlled Society series. This is part 3. I've been explaining to y'all how the idea of culture, this construct, these laws, this authoritarianism that we live under is all illusory. It's all ideas of the mind. It's all a figment of your imagination. And the only way it continues is through your participation in it. The man-made laws, of course, we could take, for example, putting something inside of your body. What they call it? I always forget this word when I need to think about it. Prohibition. Prohibition, the idea that there's a limit to a substance that you could put in your body. There's a limit to where you could get it and what state, what man-made lines, borderlines that have their own laws, individual and unique by proximity, right? And this is actually a huge idea that I'm gonna speak on now. And I kind of had cracked this download a few days ago with a very significant person in my life. Shout out to you. Basically the idea of moral relativism, because for what to be happening in Palestine, massacre, slaughter, and genocide of human beings, I could understand how morally and ethically we in America have a lot of say-so and privilege. It's called privilege, but even that idea is not it, because we all have natural, humane rights. Now, I will tell you on my own personal belief, I do believe that if you have reincarnated in America and this is the place that you were born, I believe that you're nearing the end of your soul's reincarnation cycle on this planet. Obviously, under certain spiritual traditions, the whole goal of this cycle that we're living in, cycle of birth and death, is to reach a state of nirvana or moksha and free ourselves fully from this physical realm and to not return. Now, why would anyone want to do that? Well, Earth is so good. It's lovely here. Under the Gnostic understanding, and again, this is a dark Gnostic understanding, it details that this realm that you live in is evil by nature. The fact that you have to eat, the fact that an animal has to kill to eat, the fact that natural disasters, disease, handicaps, all of these things exist on this physical realm, you know, to say it's unfair is an overstatement. But I could, again, also argue that it's fair because we're under this banner of natural law and consequentialism, karma, cause and effect. But for you to want the salvation, for salvation to be your main goal, your main objective down here in this physical world through your meditation practices, your spiritual practices, you learning more, you observing more, and you coming to understand more about this life, the as above and the below, the microcosm and the macrocosm. You are incentivized by doing this from not only the salvation and the freedom mentally and emotionally that you get from dealing with things of this 3D world, but the idea to not return back here in, let's say, 2084 as a baby who has to do it all over again. Now, with that being said, you're also incentivized to fight for your freedoms, to spread the information, to live free and understanding your sovereign rights as an individual on this planet, a natural, animalistic beast on this planet. But somehow, some way, your mind has been controlled, your body has been entrapped to move and vibrate throughout this society, throughout this culture, in a way that is familiar in a way that is safe, in a way that is secure, which is all an illusion, safety and security, under the guise of this being a infinite solar system of infinite galaxies and stars and space and rocks, a meteor, a crater, this or that could happen, could hit this earth. We could crash into another planet. We could get burnt up by the sun. So the idea of safety and security is, of course, illusory. And it's easy for them to convince you that they're protecting you from a so-called enemy or so-called destruction, or the laws, mandates, and authority of this place are for the common good of everyone involved. They're sneaky, y'all. Word magic is truly all it comes down to. I had a point earlier before I started going in on dark Gnosticism. That point is now gone from my mind. But let me check my notes on my phone so I can continue to stay on track. Throughout this video, y'all, my mind will expand and go so many different places with this information and with this knowledge. One thing I do want to express to y'all, as far as the term occultism, as far as the spiritual ubiquitous reality, ubiquitous meaning ever surrounding, is here and it's not leaving. We're in the spiritual realm just as much as we're in the physical realm. So it helps to have your 10 toes down on the earth and your 10 fingers up to the heavens, pulling celestial energy, pulling astral energy, concepts, ideas, and downloads down into you from the infinite source that we can all pull and create from. It helps you to align with the physical and spiritual principles of this life to better allow the tube of your spirituality to not be clogged, to not be dirty, so you can get the insight, so you can get the downloads, the intuition, the information, the spiritual insight. I told y'all about your 7 chakras. Your 7 chakras are very important and popular in our culture, this culture of New Age spirituality. But chakras have, of course, been around forever. Wheels of energy within us, there are 7, but I'm going to introduce to y'all the 8th chakra. This is the chakra of infinity. It's basically the number 8, and that's all the infinity symbol is the number 8 turned laterally. So to vibrate in this infinite energy, this true as above, so below frequency, you're constantly pulling down from the astral realm, constantly pulling down from the unified source that is here for all of us, the creative pool that we come from. And of course, even having that perspective in mind, it's easy to see and figure out that this society is controlled. The society is mind manipulated. They have broke you into being away. They have broke you into functioning and conversing and dealing with people in a way that is suitable to their benefit. It's suitable to their plans, regardless of which of these brain imbalances you fall into. Because essentially that's what this shit comes down to at the end of the day, is your brain hemispheres. Rather, your right brain is overly dominant, overly energized, overly in use in comparison to your left brain. The right brain imbalance will internally lead to thoughts of potential self-loathing, passivity, slave think, obeying orders of other people. Your external expression of being left brain dominant is going to be the slave owner, is going to be the authority, is going to be the royal bloodline that feels they have the God-given or inherent or natural right to rule over another. And again, these people over here in the right brain imbalance that are passive, that are not mathematically figuring out the who, what, why, where, and how of this life, are going to be passive, subservient, and feel that they are indeed in a position to look up and obey what their ruler or commander says. This shit is of vital importance, y'all. This shit is of extreme importance because it doesn't benefit you at all to have any imbalance within your brain. For you to have holistic, complete, equal, and balanced intelligence with your left and right brain is the only way that you can free your mind and remain free throughout your walk in this life. Now, that's not to say that certain situations and scenarios won't call for you to be a little more logical, a little more data-based, a little more pragmatic driven through your walk in life and what you see and what you do and how you deal with people. That's also not to say that when you're at home, it serves you less of a purpose to be extremely logical and analytical. I don't know, maybe unless you're some stockbroker, it helps. But if you just at home vibing, trying to maintain your energy of peace and love and tranquility within yourself, you're going to want to access your right brain, access your emotions, access your heart, and boom, you get there. But the main thing I want to drive home to y'all, particularly in this point of the video, is whatever side of the dialectic, the polarization dialectic that you fall on, whichever side of the pole, with this side being the right brain, overly feminine, overly, I ain't even gonna say overly intuitive, but your ego and your spirit, again, it's a very thin line between it. So what could be, you could be thinking is intuition, could just be your spiritual ego trying to convince you of something. So even the intuition, a lot of objectivity is needed to determine it. And it's really only your psychic senses, your psychic ability, and you kind of knowing through cause and effect and trial and error how this life goes and how your individual game and journey goes and the type of people that you meet. Physically, a lot of people are actually the same. A lot of people are very similar from their physical outlook and obviously environment, the foods, the entertainment, the media. So it's actually quite easy to calculate how a person will react to you and how a person will deal with you. The more you, again, know thyself, know your darkness, know your subconscious, know your unconscious habits, you know, understand all sides of yourself. Boom. So the polarization of your right brain being in overuse versus your left brain being in overuse, overly logical, overly database, overly masculine, overly intellectualizing the things of this world. One of the main things I've realized, y'all, is this idea of self-importance, this idea of thinking you're special, or even having priority over others. Now, that's more of a left brain, masculine, authoritative, dominance way of thinking and looking at the world. But within yourself, your own ego, your own level of conceitedness, I'm gonna break down the difference between being conceited and arrogant. But being conceited is essentially feeling like you're more important, you have higher priority, a higher place, more worth than another individual on this planet. And that is a complete falsified concept that if you fall into it, you will only attract more conceited people into your life and more of a competitive, aggressive reality. Now, arrogance, on the other hand, is knowing your worth, is knowing your value, objectively, at least, but subjectively, it all works the same. And that actually leads us to where I want to speak on, which is my first topic, my second topic. Subjective versus objective. Now, y'all have heard me use the term objective reality a lot. Objective reality, obviously pertaining to natural law, consequentialism, cause and effect, the 7 hermetic principles, your 7 chakras, this physical reality, everything out here in the world, there is an objective reality. Now, your subjective reality is your personal reality, your personal game within the game. Your thoughts, your energy, your concept, your perception, your perspective, how you see life and how you are perceiving life, how you're perceiving the information, how you're perceiving your dealings with other people. That is all your subjective reality. And what you label it is what you label it. And it's what bursts, is what is manifested into your world. Since tapping in fully with the objective reality, and again, you have to accept it first and foremost, and it's one of the hardest things to do. It's a hard pill to swallow. It's called the red pill. You take the red pill, or you want to take the blue pill. Do you want to live in your subjective reality? Do you want to live in your feminine, emotional, egoic, identifying reality, or do you want to step into the objective reality with the ability to create, with the ability to control your life, control your mind, control your spirit, control your thoughts, control your words, control your speech, control your body, control your environment. Subjective, one, singular, you. Only you know it. It is your individual game. All is mind and the universe is mental. Your universe, your mind is all yours. But the objective reality, the whole universe, is again a mental construct created by a creator, in my opinion. And we're all here. We're all subject to the laws. We're all under it. We all have the same processes. We're all in the human body. We're all subject to the same flaws and imperfections and this, that, and the other. Eventually, y'all, I will begin to detail my personal philosophy, how I see the world, my ideas, my advice, my energy, and all of that shit that I would give to any individual on this planet, no matter the demographic. But for now, I'm going to continuously break down and speak on this information, speak on this natural law, and speak on this occultism, and speak on the culture and society that we live in. So overall, what I want y'all to understand, that what I'm doing on this camera currently, or right now, December 16th, 2023, I am demystifying the occult and demystifying natural law. What is the occult? The occult is simply the spiritual realm, the unseen realm, hidden from the eye. Concepts, ideas, and understandings that are based and have been here since the beginning of time, but they have now been occulted from the physical world. Just so y'all can have a difference in understanding, I will break down what a cult is. A cult, C-U-L-T, is essentially a group of people or a group ideology, thinking, thought processes, traditions, behaviors, definitely short for culture, but the ideas within this cult group are dangerous to anyone that does not adhere to them. They're dangerous to anyone that is outside of the cult. Now, of course, religion is a cult. Religion in Latin derived from the term to hold back, to tie back from forward progress. So it is a box. Religion is a box that you're placed in, and it keeps you from thinking outside of that box. You're within a limiter of consciousness. So again, the only way, let me just say this, religion, again, let me define it a little bit more rather than just giving y'all that blanket statement. Again, from Latin, derived from the term to tie back, to hold back from forward progress, to tie back from further evolution, further growth and development spiritually and consciously. But deeper than that, religion is simply your relationship with the higher power, with the spirit realm, with the creator. That is what religion is. Your personal religion is that, you know, whatever it may be. Now, you may be in a collective religion. You may identify with it. And really what that is a theology. It is an idea, a personification, etc., of what has created this world, of what is in control and what is dictating the things going on this planet. So if you're under this box of religiosity and something is in control of you, something is dominating and wielding over you, and you have to obey this deity, you have to listen to it, you have to behave under what this deity says to do in this physical world, or else you will be punished and condemned for your actions. This is religion. This is the box you're in. So that box will again lead you to believe that a man can tell you what to do, will lead you to believe that you should be following the orders of what a man in the flesh that bleeds like you says to do. So it get deep, y'all. It get deep. But understand the fundamental difference between theology and religion. Religion is just your own spiritual ties, your spiritual practices, your ideas, your concepts, your belief in the higher power. A lot of people on this planet are atheists. They simply believe that there is no higher power. They simply believe that this construct we live in, created randomly, and its only point is to keep going, is to keep existing. So again, this mindset falls into the overly intellectual, left brain, overly masculine polarization dialectic. What is the term dialectic? Y'all have heard the term Hegelian dialectic, meaning the people, media, news, dark occultists, overseers of this world that are manipulating and pulling the strings will put you in a Hegelian dialectic for you to choose A or choose B. Whichever side you choose and you decide to stay on and defend and identify with, you're now in the polarization dialectic, and it works to their benefit regardless. If you're not accepting and understanding the unity of all people and the sovereignty of human beings on this planet and the freedom allocated to all people, God-given inheritance of freedom and sovereignty, and you feel as if you're willing to debate that this way of being is the right way of being, these practices, this, that, is the right way to go, you're falling into the polarization dialectic, and it works to their favor and benefit either way. So this is why knowing thyself is so important, because you have to see your habits, your patterns, your thought processes, and everything that you essentially care about that generates your reality. Everything that you care about that manifest everything that you have and see, and the people that you have in your life, the ideas, the concepts, the reasons why you up at night and can't sleep. What is it that you care about that you hold so deep to yourself that is causing energetic disruptions within your body? How to maintain a free mind in a controlled society. This society is goddamn controlled. And the only way for you to free yourself is to have inner control, is to know thyself, is to explore thyself, and to understand not only yourself, but it helps to understand the psychology of others, the mindsets of others, the energies of others. I've laid throughout this video brain imbalances and the idea and perspective of the dark occultist. So I'm well aware that you who have manifested to watching my video, to seeing my channel, and especially if you got this far in this video at this point in time, you're well ahead of a large percentage and majority of people living here. So give yourself a pat on the back. You did it. It's something to have knowledge. It's something to have understanding. It's something to have a level of consciousness. Consciousness is simply a being's ability to perceive what has occurred and what is occurring, present day and in the past. The future technically doesn't exist. The future is technically a concept. Now, when the future gets here, aka tomorrow, then it will be fact, then it will be true, whatever is happening and vibrating. But the concept of it is it's kind of misleading to be so set on the future. And I believe the advancements in technology, it definitely has us in a more anxious state on this planet. It definitely has us in a more wanting and yearning for the future, for future potentials, places, things, whatever it is that you want to do, that you want to be, that you want to create. But to understand that the present moment is truly all that you have to return and draw back your energy from all of these outsourced directions, all of these things that you place your attention on, and your mind and your energy is is draining the energy that you have to create from within, to manifest your own reality, to manifest your God reality, your controlled reality, your holistic, intelligent, and healthy, and free, and liberated of your own mind reality. Now, I've kind of been questioning that term liberation because the idea of it is still kind of fucked up, because it insinuates that liberation is something that has to be earned on this physical reality. It insinuates that that there's a fucking opposite of liberation, which would be enslavement. And I guess prison would be that. And even that's a fucked up concept and fucked up practice. But there, of course, does need to be punishment and consequence for a person transgressing natural law, hurting or affecting another being. Now, back in the day, back in our natural times, even shit within the past 300, 400, 500, 600 years, this would have been called frontier justice, to punish for a tribe, whatever group of people, family, a nation, to deem another's actions immoral, bad, whether it's killing, stealing, this, that, the other. Frontier justice would have been handed out. Hanging, shooting, stabbing, or whatever. But the idea of driving down a street at 80 miles an hour and you potentially being jailed for years, that is a false concept. That is slavery. That is coercion. That is all of the above, because you're not hurting anyone. You're not harming another sentient being. Of course, it's a quote unquote dangerous act, but I explained to y'all how the idea and concept of safety and security is a full on illusion. All right, I see I clearly have no train of thought right now, but I know what that means. Shout out Brother Panic, or rest in power, Brother Panic. Your mindset is ultimately everything. The universe is all, the mind is all, and the universe is mental. Now that's an old saying. It's been here thousands of years, but even in our current day, we understand that your mindset, your outlook, your attitude, your emotions toward a given situation, toward a given person, toward a given circumstance, it dictates everything about your subjective reality. Now, in the objective reality, your emotions, your vibration is felt and sensed from others or by others, and you can sense the vibration emitting from other people. But understand that your mindset is everything. So, to people that feel as if they have a lot of self-doubt, have a lot of confidence issues, deal with self-loathing, you beat yourself up about certain things, your mindset towards life has to shift to a warrior mentality, a warrior mindset, a discipline, action-based, and outcome-oriented mindset. A lot of people have been under the energy of I'm just here. I'm just a passerby in life, and things are happening to me, and all I do is react to them. Less and less, especially with our generation, my generation, and Gen Z, and generations to come up under me, less and less are more people taking control of life, dominating their life, creating their own life. Again, I can see how it's not as easy for many to think outside the box, to think outside of their family constructs, to think outside of their religion, their social status, who they are, who they see, who they're around, who they're surrounded by. All of these things are, again, your personal plight, your personal equation. So it's up to you to figure it out within your subjective reality. No one else knows it. No one else knows what you desire or what you want to the degree that you desire it. You are essentially all that you have. You know, I'm speaking very humanly. I'm speaking very worldly, very physical, very 3D, because I actually want to see where my channel can go the more I dispense the information of natural law and demystify the occult and these practices and the constraints and the control system that is in place and is above you and is keeping you functioning like a docile thing. But nonetheless, your own reality, your own mind, your own environment, your own thoughts and desires and what you want to create is all yours. And it's all here for you to create and manifest through a lot of practices, through a lot of applied knowledge and action. You can get there in an extreme way. Let's talk about a few of them. What is a ritual? A ritual is, there's two ways to look at a ritual, actually. So I'll break down your personal ritual. First off, everything you do is a ritual. You're always right. The mind is all and the universe is mental. So with that being said, anything that you think, anything that you believe, anything that you agree to in your mind, you're right. The reason that RIT and RIGHT are homonyms, same somatic influence, same vibrational influx into your body. Right. So for you to wake up every day and eat breakfast before work is a ritual. For you to go to the gym is a ritual. For you to complain and be sad is a ritual. You are encoding your DNA, encoding your thoughts, the fucking electricity in your body to find habit and solace and familiarity with these actions and habits and thoughts and emotions. So you've been ritualized in this society and culture to function and behave the way that you do. Now your internal self, you within the shell, is going to always feel a yearning for freedom and more creativity, more expansion, more. But you're in this boxed in, blocked in world. So what you can do and create is not limited, but it is way more limited than what it should be. But by understanding and accepting the energies of this planet, how things are and how things may not ever change, who knows though? This shit gets chaotic. But for you to understand all of that, you can start to take your life by the horns. You can start with a ritual. Start with a goal in your mind, a destination, something you want to manifest, something you want to bring forth to your reality, you sit, you think on it, you think deeply on it, you think about what it looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, what it sounds like, what it smells like, what is your emotional state and energy going to look like and feel like when you get there, what kind of people are going to be involved, what kind of numbers are going to be involved, what kind of money will you potentially be making, what kind of creativity will you be having on display, what needs to be done to get there. Of course, is a step-by-step, pragmatic, and time-based left brain understanding of how you get what you want, how you get to where you want to go in life. But to continuously imagine it and create it within your mind, generate it from your right brain, and pair it with the physical, logical left brain steps that needs to be taken to get to that God reality. You do that when you're sitting and when you're bringing up this etheric energy and when you're knifing through the cloudiness and the fog of this physical reality that grounds you and roots you in humanity, that grounds you and roots you into your insecure, doubting thoughts about what you can do and what you can create in this world. You knife through it with crystals, with books, with trinkets, with ankhs, with the Bible, with, again, this etheric, psychosomatic energy. Now, I practice all of this a lot. I'm sure I'm going to be on camera in the following months, years, whatever, showing y'all a lot of these practices to help y'all manifest and get what y'all want out of life as well. Now, understand there are 3 kinds of rituals: a compassion ritual, a sex ritual, and a destruction ritual. A compassion ritual is a ritual that is for the advancement of a group or yourself. Again, all it is, like I said, you're always right. So everything you're doing is ritual, but the power and the energy into how deeply you ritualize certain actions and steps in your life makes all the difference, as opposed to brushing your teeth in the morning versus coming home every night and putting some tarot cards and crystals and mushrooms out. Not saying that I've done that shit every night, but I have done it quite frequently, especially over the past 2 years. But to do that shit every night, I could only imagine how ritualized and how fast you will get to that desired reality, at least within your mind and your emotional state, and then the physical will only begin to follow. So, boom. It all comes down to, with the compassion ritual, is knowing what you want, knowing how you want it, and knowing what you don't want. When y'all are manifesting, when y'all are getting deep into your writing, into your spirit work, your moon work, your this work, your that work, you have to be extremely precise on what you want and be keen on what you do not want. Because when you begin to deal with these spirits, when you begin to dive into this realm, there is no human morality. There is no fairness. You get what you ask for, you get what you put out. Just like that. Now, how it may come, what form it may come in, what the person may look like, what the situation or energy may look like, is all different. And it's all, you really could not calculate it or even try to predict exactly how it'll look or how it'll come when you first start off in your journey during these practices. But I can guarantee you that it'll come, that it'll be there. In what form, shape, or person, I do not know. But boom, a compassion ritual. Again, advancing your own desires and goals of a group. You can have multiple people within your ritual, within your coven, whatever you want to do. But you're building up etheric, psychodramatic energy. Now, this is what I do. Maybe this will help y'all too. But willing to your reality what you want in conformity to your will. Not giving out energy and information and whatever else it is that you give out in your life to people and places, and you feel drained, and you feel a little bit light spiritually, not in a, I mean it as in like a physical light, like you feel a little weightless spiritually and within your own groundedness within yourself, because you've given so much of yourself to the outside world, to others, and what's left, you know, that tank does have to be rebuilt. And again, that tank is rebuilt through many, many ways: music, the gym, creativity, ritual practices, everything, meditation. But it all starts with centering yourself and coming back to that state and to that familiarity of who you are and what you want and what you desire. Again, knifing through the fog and the clutteredness of the ideas of everyone else and the energy and the influence of everyone else, from your parents to your family to politics to news to media to Instagram. It serves you very well to cut all of these things out of your life if you choose to dive deep into your ritual practices and manifest that desired reality. Boom, a sex ritual. A sex ritual can be done solo or with multiple people, but understand that the sexual energy is a very powerful energy on this planet. I was about to say it's the most powerful, but I have an energy or action that I think, if not equates to sexual energy, it may surpass it. I'll break it down one day. But a sex ritual done between two people, multiple people, or solo, that energy of release is a full reset. That energy of release is a full checkpoint and go further. To do it with a person and you're all both manifesting the same goals and desires, energy and wants and advancements of y'all selves, it'll go far, because you're creating a familiar bond between multiple people. And it's like having a teammate or having a group, but y'all are that much more connected from what a quote unquote basketball team could look like. And never mind. Number 3, you have a destruction ritual. Now, these rituals are to break things from you, from your reality, or to harm others. I don't do destruction rituals to harm others, but I have done a lot of rituals during waning moon cycles to release things from myself, from my energy, from my being, and from my life. Destruction rituals. You have to destroy that shit. If you are indeed the God of your reality, generator, organizer, and destroyer, you destroy what no longer serves you. You get it the fuck out the way. And with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna end this video. I appreciate y'all for watching. Whoever got this far, leave a 7 in the comment section, because I really fuck with you and I'm gonna remember you. But yeah, y'all, don't take shit personal. Be grateful. Study, study, study. Do the work. Understand more. Create more. Self-acceptance and self-forgiveness. All right? I love y'all. And may you never, ever, ever relax your principles.